Hi, welcome back to Shops Garage. I have missed a video because I was out getting my CBT, so I am now allowed to ride a 125 because I'm not quite old enough, fogey enough to be able to get on a bike without doing that, and then I have to do the direct access to get to the bigger bikes, which, having done the course, I would say even if you did qualify to get straight on a bike, you shouldn't. You should go and do your CBT first because you learn an awful lot of stuff there. Well worth it. I did a 2-day one rather than a 1-day one. I highly recommend. Did it with MTS Training, MTS down in Exeter. Fantastic guys down there. That was a brilliant couple of days with them. Cool, calm, collected. Didn't feel stressed at any point. Instructions were nice and clear. And yeah, he said you could have just about done it on in the 1 day, but I wouldn't have been as confident going out on a bike if I hadn't done it for 2 days. So now I'll be able to get on my, what's this, a Blue or whatever, 125, but I think I'll quickly outgrow one of these because my body weight's going to make this struggle a little bit. It wasn't without drama, of course, because I decided I was going to go down in the Range Rover that I've been obviously waxing lyrical about. So I headed off towards Exeter with the Range all kitted up with my stuff. I was doing an overnight stay. I got just outside of South Molton and pulled up alongside a truck, accelerated up a hill on a dual carriageway bit up a hill to overtake a truck, and it went into limp mode. I thought, that is strange. It left me on the outside at like 30 mile an hour with a queue of cars behind me, so I had to pull in, pull over, turned it off, turned it back on again, drove away again, no limp mode. Went a little bit further up the road, did a similar sort of accelerating manoeuvre up a hill just to test it, bang, straight back up into limp mode. So I thought, I can't risk doing that all the way to Exeter. I'll have to come back and swap cars out. The thing is, on the way back, obviously now I was running late, I bombed it all the way back and it didn't do anything at all. So it's been a little blighter. The car I grabbed was the Dacia Stepway that was there. That's now off having its MOT this morning. The Dacia Stepway, I came and grabbed that and drove that there and back, and it just performed absolutely perfectly. So now I'm well happy to retail that car. I'm pointing empty space, people get annoyed. I'm well happy to retail that car because I've now done probably best part of overall a couple 100 miles on it. It drives sweet as a nut, so I'll have no problem doing that. I put it down for its MOT. I swapped out the Peugeot that was getting MOT'd. That now has an advisory free MOT, and I needed that because first thing this morning I had a viewing and the lovely lady came along and has purchased that. I think our subscriber will be very pleased the home it's going to. So she, 3 kids, she's on her own. She needed something bigger to get them all in, give them a bit more space. She has automatics, but she'd had a earlier Peugeot automatic that was incredibly lurchy. She commented how incredibly smooth this one is, which it is. I think that's helped by the fact it's always had gearbox services as well. If you look at the service history on this, the subscriber's dad not only had the engine service but did the gearbox services as well. I ran through with it had a replacement engine. You know me, I always disclose absolutely everything. I said it was due a service now, so we can do that before she picked up, so she's going to have oil and filters done before she picks it up, and then away she goes. And yeah, we had a good nice long test drive. There was a lot of tractors around, so we needed to give her a good run on it, and she just loved it. She thought it was super smooth. It's like super smooth and powerful, which I thought it was as well when I test drove it. So that's going to a really good home, that car. I did slightly shoot myself in the foot because I'd reduced it on my Facebook page, on my own website, but I'd left it up on Auto Trader and she'd seen it on Auto Trader. But then when I went to my site to check the price, obviously it was the lower price, so I wanted that. I would never want anybody to leave here and find out later on that it was advertised anywhere any cheaper. So obviously I honoured the lower price for her. So she got a little bit of a discount of that, about 300 quid I think off what it was. But she still paid a fair price for the car, and I've got a decent margin in the car, so I think it's the best deals are where everybody's happy, isn't it? Now this afternoon I've got to go and drop the Mocha over to my friend, but in between something came up with him. A car came up with him for grabs that I think is going to be is going to be purely for trade. I don't think I'm going to sell it myself. So we're going to grab that and have a look at it. But it's something I've never had before, and it's a bit nice. So we'll take a look at that. In the meantime, while it's still all a bit fresh in my mind, I'm going to go for a little afternoon black down the road for 10 minutes and back. Just like I say, to keep all the best practice going. So here's what I picked up: a Mercedes GLC. It's GLC, isn't it? GLC. It's the 250D, and well, it's sort of the badge on the back that tells exactly. You know, I don't know the posher stuff. GLC 250D 4MATIC. So automatic. I guess that means it's 4-wheel drive as well. And Is it 2.5 or is it the 2.1? They just badge it 2.5. I'm not sure. I think it might be a 2.1 in this, which is a good engine, isn't it? I think these engines do tend to last for quite a long time if they are looked after. Now this one, get me right, is a premium plus or something, and I think someone's added extras on top of it because it is fully loaded up. We've got what looks like real wood here on the doors. Really nice sort of black wood here. All round electric seats. Sorry, all round electric. It's electric front seats with memory, heated. Electric mirrors with fold, all round electric windows of course. Then we've got the leather stitch trim here on the doors. On camera it looks really bright red. I noticed when someone showed me a picture of it, I was like, I'm not keen on that red, but in real life it's more like an oxblood red. It's a darker red, and it actually works really well against this black leather and the black wood trim that carries on all the way through here. It's got a stunning interior. A very rare sunroof apparently. Not very common these have sunroofs, I've been told by the people in the know. Auto headlights, push start, Bluetooth cruise, climate control, sat nav, electric boot. It's all in very, very nice condition, and it's covered 70, I want to say 74,000 miles, I think it is. Something like that, 70 odd thousand miles. Covering up the paperwork there. Obviously customer information. 2 owners, full history bar 1 service, I believe. Most of it Mercedes, and then I think 1 with an independent. I know the independent. They do sell prestige stuff, so they know they're servicing. I say all everything back here is in lovely condition as well. I do like this wood, it works really well with all this. Yeah, lovely condition. The wheels were refurbished not so long ago in black. I don't know if they originally were black or silver. They're refurbished really nicely. Done professional as well, no rattle can jobs on this. Both front tyres seem to have wear on them. I'm told maybe some owners of these cars can tell me, apparently it's very common for them to wear on the outside edge of the wheels on these GLCs, because both of them are exactly the same, so it's not like it's a tracking thing or anything. The rest of the tyres all good. There's plenty of tread, but it's just these outside edges. Got great big calipers on there, big vented discs. Got the side steps on it. Some of you Mercedes people tell me how much this is non-standard. But yeah, lovely condition all the way around. I've taken it for about an hour's drive, and it drove well. Now, so the story with this one, like I said, I think I said on camera, I'm not sure if I did or not now, there's a gap in between. But the score was I was taking the Mokka over to my contact, who was then selling the Mokka on to their customer who wanted the Mokka. And when I was there, he happened to have this there. And he said, I've just taken this in part exchange against a 50, 60 grand BMW, I think it was. He said, I don't really want to put it on my forecourt, so I can get the sun out for you. I don't really want to put it on my forecourt, because he lives in a village there, and have this marked up at like 4 grand, because they'll think I'm making 4 grand, as we discussed in videos plenty of times before. And if you've seen Joe's video from Shifting Metal on the Jaguar XKR he sold, where the customer came back wanting a discount because he saw he had 4 grand margin in it. 4 grand isn't 4 grand. For starters, you've got about 800 quid of that that's going to go to the VAT man. You're going to pay probably between what am I trying to say? Between income tax and corporation tax, you'll probably lose another £400 or £500 out of that. And then you've got to prep it. 2 front tyres could be a good, £400 for front tyres. Probably wants a service, other bits and bobs. People don't understand that. All they see is the car on the forecourt with 4 grand on it and think he's making 4 grand. So he'd rather not go through that and just get the car. A lot of businesses like to get the car out of county. They like to get it out of their area. So if it is up for sale, there can't be any bad feeling. So, and he's done that a few times with me, some of this nicer stuff. I think you guys know by now, this isn't the kind of thing I think I would sell. I think its retail values in the 24, 25, something like that, I think. Isn't outrageous. I've sold stuff around about 20, and it does seem a really nice car. It doesn't seem like it needs a lot of prep. But I kind of bought this to order to a certain extent for our friend Joe over at Barrow Motors, because we know this fits in with his stock absolutely bang on. And as I've said to you many times, if in between retailing my own stuff, I can make a little bit of money out of just trading cars straight out, I will do. And this one is going to go straight to him. Again, a reminder why we do trade sales. That is because this will need, well, I'll do nothing to this. This will go straight to Joe. I've done a very in-depth video of it. Drive in, gone through the service history, gone through the bodywork, gone through the interior, showing him the wheels, all that kind of stuff. So he knows exactly what he's buying. But from this point forwards, there is no comeback on me whatsoever. So you might say, oh, you could make, I mean, we'll use a scenario of a car out here. Let's say you might have a car, and let's say on the kind of stuff you're doing, 6 grand around that, you might come out of it making 1,200 quid net if you've done well on it. Not true net, because you've still got corporation tax and income tax to come off that, but initial net, EBITDA I guess you call it, you can make 1,200 quid. But if you can trade a car out and make sort of 600 quid out of it, yes, it's half the money. But in terms of how much time you got on it, you've got about an hour in it. In a retail car, if you add up all your hours in the retail car by the time you photographed it, listed it, you've dropped it off for MOT, picked it up from MOT, done the viewing with the customer, done the handover with the customer, you're probably going to have maybe 10 hours in the car. And then obviously you've got the comeback of anywhere up to 6 months. So if you trade a car out and you can make like 600 quid out of it, in terms of what you're earning per hour, you're doing bloody well. And obviously this one, I'm making about, I don't think Joe mind me saying, I think I'm making about 450, 500. But again, how much time have I got on it? Probably 2 hours maximum. Now, probably could have made more, but I've left a healthy margin because I do understand how much it can cost to prep a car like this. And I do also understand how big a warranty claim could be if it came in. So don't be greedy. If you do want to try and do trade stuff, leave the person plenty enough margin so it makes it attractive for them to buy the car from you. Because the other benefit of buying cars like this is they can be a gateway to you getting the cars you actually want to sell, which is my mid-range stuff under 10k. If you take the lumpier stuff off of people, make life easy and just take everything, then they've got no need to call anybody else in, any other dealer in, who then starts to get their foot in the door. So it just makes life a lot easier for everyone. Because the other benefit of buying cars like this is they can be a gateway to you getting the cars you actually want to sell, which is my mid-range stuff under 10k. If you take the lumpier stuff off of people, make life easy and just take everything, then they've got no need to call anybody else in, any other dealer in, who then starts to get their foot in the door. So it just makes life a lot easier for everyone. The other reason this deal works particularly well for me is as a result of having this one, as I said, gets the door open, I'm potentially getting a Dacia Duster in that is going to be part exchange on another one of his cars that's too old for him to retail, but it's bang on for me to retail. So I could obviously potentially there's money to be made from that. So it's all just about keeping these plates spinning, keeping these doors open, keeping all the opportunities out there. I know some people get frustrated that I don't retail this stuff, but the reality is I've never really had anybody seriously come to me and say they're going to pull the trigger on the cars of that kind of value. But people always do on a sub 10k stuff as a general rule.